Hi, you guys. It's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good, I have to admit. Welcome, new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. I do a little talking about me and my life before I get started on other things. What I'm doing now is just letting Spirit channel through me anything that you guys should know about. Okay, so I'm kind of just putting them in the driver's seat. So we'll just see what comes out. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys had a blessed weekend. I was going to say that we haven't had any rain today, but I hear thundering. It has rained and rained and rained here, and it's keeping the temperatures down, which is really nice. But it's so humid, it's so hot outside that it's like 87 degrees today. Not supposed to get up even to 90 this week. How wonderful is that for South Texas? But the humidity is so horrible that it actually feels like 97 degrees instead of 87, even though it's not. So we just can't catch a break. We really can't. My grass is so tall, but it's been raining every day. And today my husband's gone to the doctor, or I'm sure he'd be mowing the grass right now while he has a chance. But he's gone to the cardiologist. He still feels a little bit lightheaded, and he has those little, it's like it's sweating. It's just like all of a sudden he gets a little damp. He starts perspiring. It's not a full out sweat, but the back of his neck will get wet. So we still don't know what that's causing that. He stopped one of his medicines for like 10 days. That's not it. But we don't know. So maybe we'll get some information. We'll see what the doctor says. We don't know what's going on. I've got him off sugar completely. And I mean, he's a huge fruit eater. If you know any Iranians, you know they love fruit. My husband, he bought like 3 pounds of cherries. And I swear he sat there and ate every single one of them all by himself. He'll eat watermelon. I mean, all kinds of things. He has bananas all through the day. I got him completely off fruit. He's eating an apple or blueberries, and that's it. And his blood sugar is better than it's been in years. Years. I read this book about insulin resistance, and I am just pushing him to do the right things. We went to my daughter's house to play cards on Saturday night. She had peach cobbler, and she gave him a bowl of peach cobbler, and I took it away from him. I didn't let him eat it. I said, "You're not going to mess up your what you got going on here now," because he just started it. It's just been like a week. So I feel like if he starts eating sweets, it's a downward spiral for him. He's not at the point where he could just have a little dessert and then go back to not eating. He would just start eating all over again. So I have to wait a little bit longer till he's stronger, and his weight's going down too. So that's good because, he was like, he's 218 pounds, and I think he's like 212 now. So that's good. He can lose a few pounds, and I've been doing keto. I've been losing weight on keto too, and thank goodness, finally, I kind of figured out how to do keto because I'd always done the Atkins diet when I was younger, and it was just meat, 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 meat. And keto's not like that. Keto is all about the good fats. It's good fats, not the bad fats, and not a whole lot of meat. So I've basically figured that out, and I've lost like 7 pounds. I'm like, oh, this is how you do it. Okay. So people kept telling me, try it again, do it, Trudy, you can do this. So it's finally working. Thank goodness. I'm very happy about it. And my daughter has moved into the house. The grandkids are here. Everything's okay. They went to see their dad this weekend. Everything's fine. Everybody's settled in. I'm looking out the window because I'm looking for my dog. Somehow my dogs got out. They were in the house, and all of a sudden they weren't. And we don't know how. But I have a very sneaky suspicion that a grandchild opened the door and let them out. He's 12 years old, and his mother said, "I think he did it," and he's not telling us that he did it. He's not copping to the deed. He's like, I held the dogs back when I opened the door, and I'm like, how did they get out? They got out somehow. Now the little one will come back. My dog Kai, she'll come right back. You call her, and she'll come to you, and she'll come in the house. Turk, he'll take one look at you and keep running for the hills. So he's out running the roads. Hopefully he'll be okay. He's a 125-pound dog, so I'm sure everybody stays the hell out of his way when he comes running. But he'll come home. He'll be all happy and worn out, and I won't have to take him for a walk. So maybe I can go to the gym instead of walking him. It's I always think that should I want to go to the gym, but I really need to walk the dogs. I'll just walk the dogs. They get a benefit, and I get a benefit. So there's a lady across the street, you guys. She's so funny. Uh, every time I'm out walking my dogs, she has a dog now. When she first moved there, she didn't have a dog. She's only lived there for a few years now, but she didn't have a dog. They've got a dog now. So every time that she sees me out walking my dogs, it's like she grabs her dog and starts. She has a long driveway. So I'm walking down the street. I see her coming. I mean, every time. My dogs aren't dog friendly. And they just start barking and acting foolish. I cannot hold my dogs when they start acting crazy. I can't hold them. I cannot hold that 125-pound dog. He'll get away from me. I don't know what he'll do, and it scares me. So whenever I see her, I just turn around and run down my driveway. I go down the street. She lives right across the street, and I just go right back home. I'm like, damn it, you know. And I don't mean to be rude to her, but I'm actually trying to keep her dog alive. It's funny. Anyway, so enough of me. Everything's good here. Everything's fine. Let's see what Spirit has to say for us. Let's see. What does Spirit have for us today? What message does Spirit have for us? So what I'm getting is a lot of you, I did a lot of political readings before I decided not to anymore. And so Spirit is saying that our forefathers, our ex-presidents, the ones that have passed on, they're all working to help the United States in this time of history. They're all there. They're doing their part. They're guiding and helping other leaders. And who I'm being shown is Dwight Eisenhower. Now I don't know that much about him. He's before my time, and he's a Republican too. So it's really weird that he would come up. But Dwight Eisenhower, I really think he is working with the GOP, with the Republican Party, because he represented and stood for values um, that it seems like, it looks like now that the Republicans just don't have them right now. So he's really trying to help the GOP get back on track. So that he's showing up here. He stood for civil rights. He passed the Civil Rights Act. What else? And he strongly believed in science. He strongly believed in science. So he's really trying to get the GOP back on track. So that ought to provide y'all some relief right there. Just knowing there's others helping them. Okay, so it's good. And they need this help. They really, really do. Okay, so people are using technology. This is what I'm getting. Oh my gosh, y'all, it is raining like massively. This crazy weather. Okay, my dog's out in the rain now. It's crazy. It's coming down in buckets. Sorry. But people are using technology to become more self-absorbed than self-aware. So but I guess it's a progression. It's a progression. So this upcoming generation is going to have a backlash to all this self-absorbed. There's you can just see it now. You can see people walking, looking at their cell phones, and they fall. They hit a pole, they fall into a hole, things like that. They're just so unaware of what's around them. They're just so absorbed in what just they're doing. But there'll be a backlash to that. The children that have been brought up with the mothers that are looking at their phones and not interacting with their children, there's going to be a backlash. And these children, this next generation, they're going to use technology to unite people instead of dividing people, because that's really what technology is doing right now. It's dividing us. Okay, so just know that. We can look forward to this next generation bringing us together. So I love hearing that. I love it. Also, religion. I'm getting shown religion. Religion is going to change too. Religion is been used to divide us, okay? And that's going to be turned upside down. More people will walk a spiritual path instead of a religious path. So there's going to be some big differences in religion. Now that doesn't mean that people won't come together in a spiritual way. They may still come together in a spiritual way, but when I say religious path, meaning there's not going to adhere to a religious doctrine. That's what I'm getting, okay? And that's for people here in the U.S. Okay, so many of you saw Richard Branson, right? He was launching himself into space, and you may have asked yourself, why? What is this for? I mean, this is an enormous amount of money that has been invested into doing this, and it's like a billionaire. It's a billionaire, toy. So a lot of you may be asking yourself, to what end? Why is this? And I did myself. I have to say, I did myself. I was thinking, gosh, just think of all the monies that could go to helping people in need, and people are really, really in need right now, and that could go to do so much for our, for people in the United States or even anywhere. It just seems like a waste, basically. But this is what I'm getting. you know, the tickets, I think the tickets that they had in mind to sell were like $250,000, and then they were hoping that it would go down to $40,000. But how many of you, even $40,000, would that be in your budget to take a little, take a few minutes ride into space? Would that be on your budget? So, hmm, how many of us can truly afford that? That's what I'm getting. And a lot of us are thinking the same way. You're thinking the same way as I am. Is this a new millionaires club or something? What's going on here? Is this just for them? They just have so much money they don't know what to do with it. I've asked all these questions to spirit, so I'm just okay. So what I'm getting is it's the natural progression. This is the natural progression for humanity. Okay. Um, Then there's Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos, he's doing the same thing. He's going into space too, right? So there's a little competition going on here, which, competition works magically. It really does. It speeds things up, it gets things progressing, pushes everything along at a much, much quicker pace than it would have been. Because, men are so competitive. um, We're primitive compared to others in this galaxy. We're primitive, y'all. We're so primitive. So funny. So we're going to see great changes take place very, very quickly. So this is just the beginning of the progression. So just like, the cell phone and in our day, in my day, we went from a wall phone to holding a computer in our hand. Our cell phones became a small computer in our hand. I mean, it is an amazing progression. It's very, very quickly. And this is what we're going to see in going to space. We're going to see a quick progression now. This is the start of it, and then things speed up, just like the cell phone. It's all going to speed up. Okay. So we're also getting help from the other side, and that's what happened with the cell phone too. We got help from the other side. We think that we just have geniuses here, but those geniuses, whether they realize it or not, they're getting help from the other side, and this will help speed up everything. And we'll see. We'll be able to one day race across the sky and space in the galaxies just like others are doing now. Okay, so we're just seeing the very beginning, very, very beginning. And it has to start somewhere, you guys. So that's why all these dollars are being spent. It's a necessary part of us evolving, basically. All right, that's what I'm getting here. Okay, guys, so that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I miss you guys. I'll try to get on more often. Things are starting to quiet down in my home here, thank goodness. So I'll be able to do more videos. If you'd like to get a reading with me, just look down below and email me, and we'll get together, and I'll send you a reading. Um, Also, if you need any energy work done, any clearing, any portal closings, you feel like something's going on in your house, you want to get rid of that energy, let me know. Um, I do healing sessions every day. I've been doing them every day, every day. I enjoy doing them. I love doing them. I don't charge for the healing sessions. If you'd like to make a donation to me for that healing, that's fine. If you don't want to, that's fine too. No problem. You're under no obligation. But if you have somebody that you would like me to include on a healing session, let me know. Just let me know their name and send me an email. Let me know their name, and I'll put them on my healing list. Also, if you'd like to have a rose quartz pendulum, if you know you like to use that, I use this all the time. This comes in really handy for me. I use it. I use it every day, and it comes in a nice little leather pouch. So if you'd like to get one of those, just let me know. I have amethyst too. I have rose quartz and amethyst, whichever one you feel a pull towards. Whichever one you like, whatever. I like the rose quartz. It just symbolizes love, and everything I do, I try to do with love. So I always use my rose quartz. But if you like the amethyst, amethyst works just as well. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. I love you, and do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. And I'm going to go look for my dog now. Bye for now.